free bus, free electricity. But who will pay the bill? Sanjeev Sanyal's warning and the fear of the coming tomorrow. Imagine. One morning you wake up to the news that the government has launched yet another free scheme. Somewhere it's free electricity, somewhere free water, somewhere free bus travel, somewhere free ration. These shining promises on TV initially bring happiness, hope, and smiles to many faces. But deep inside the country's economic machinery, some gears slowly begin to wear out. Numbers in the budget start shaking, the balance sheets become harder to manage, and the heartbeat of the economy starts to race a little. From the outside, everything looks like public welfare. But inside, one question screams loudly, free has been given. But who will pay the bill? And this is exactly the question that renowned economist and member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, Sanjeev Sanyal, has raised very clearly, firmly, and seriously. This story is not just about free schemes. It is about that thin line drawn between welfare and freebies. It is about that future, which if not secured today with sensible decisions, may become a burden so heavy that coming generations might collapse under it. And this is about a truth that many may not like to hear. But closing our eyes to it means inviting a future crisis ourselves. Sanjeev Sanyal first clarified a very important difference. The difference between welfare and freebies. Welfare means supporting those in need so that they don't fall and shatter. Freebies mean distributing things for free without thought, just to win elections, gain popularity, or secure political advantage. And this difference decides whether a policy is a medicine for the country or a poison. Sanyal says that in a developing and ambitious economy, a social safety net is extremely important. Where there is risk, the possibility of falling exists. Whether it is a startup founder or a small shopkeeper, whether a farmer or the urban working class, everyone's life runs alongside uncertainty. In such a situation, it becomes necessary to hold and support those who slip. This is the real meaning of welfare, to support the poor, give them a chance to stand again, and provide them a ladder to climb upward. But the real danger begins when help turns into politics and facilities turn into vote bank strategies. When schemes are not designed based on who truly needs them, but on who will be pleased and beneficial politically. When subsidies stop being the rightful support for the needy and instead become a free gift for everyone. This is where welfare turns into freebies. And this is exactly where the country's economic health begins to come under threat. Sanjeev Sanyal made a very interesting point. Development does not automatically reach everyone. Growth does trickle down, but not equally. Some people climb upward, some get stuck in the middle, and some remain at the bottom. That is why assisted trickle-down is necessary. Meaning, governments must build strong and well-designed welfare models that help those who, despite their efforts, are unable to climb upward. They should receive education, healthcare, nutrition, employment training, and genuine financial support. This strengthens the nation. This is welfare. This is investment. But when any facility is made universally free, without checking who needs it and who doesn't, it becomes a threat to the system. For example, Sanyal questioned the universal free bus travel scheme for women. His argument was, if you design a scheme based on economic need, it is welfare. But if you make it universally free only on the basis of gender, then yes, a poor woman benefits. But a poor man in the same condition is deprived of help. In such a case, the policy stops being welfare and turns into political optics. And when policies become optics-driven, the price is eventually paid by the country's economy. But the real fear is not just freebies. It is the mountain-like burden of pensions. The ghost of old ultra-generous pension schemes still hangs over the economies of many countries. And this is exactly the danger Sanjeev Sanyal pointed out for India as well. He very categorically said, Schemes like the old pension scheme are like financial time bombs for future generations. What looks attractive today in the name of rights may tomorrow push governments straight into an economic wall. The very employees who feel secure today may become the biggest victims of financial shock in the future. Sanyal also explained that India's working age population is strong right now, but it will not always remain so. In the next 20 to 25 years, the demographic structure will begin to change. The people who are working today will be pensioners tomorrow. If the system remains such that pensions are paid from the income of current workers, this model could collapse in the future, because at that time, the number of workers will decrease while the number of pensioners will increase. In such a situation, a serious question arises: when the contributors become fewer and the beneficiaries become more, how will the system survive? If this fear existed only for India, the debate might have sounded different. But the world has already witnessed its consequences. Many European economies have been crushed under pension burdens. Several countries were forced to increase the retirement age to 70 or even 75. There were protests, streets were filled, and systems were shaken. In France, the situation was described as having more pensioners than working people. This is a mathematical disaster. When the equation is wrong, emotions cannot save it. Sanyal clearly said, those young government employees who are currently excited about the old pension scheme need to be very careful. They will pay taxes, work, and contribute for 35 to 40 years. But there is no guarantee that when their turn comes, there will even be money left in the system. If the structure itself is unsustainable, then it is merely a political narrative, not an economic truth. And truth always wins in the end, no matter how harsh it may be. Now let's return to the real question. Free electricity, free buses, free ration, free pensions, free schemes. Everything sounds great. But here's a hard fact. Nothing in this world is truly free. If electricity is free, some taxpayer is paying its bill. If buses are free, then some government is bearing the transport corporation's losses. And where does the government get its money from? From the people's taxes. If pensions are ultra-luxurious, they will come from the earnings of future generations. The word free may look shiny, but its shadow is equally long and dark. This doesn't mean the country doesn't need welfare. Even Sanyal repeatedly says that welfare is essential. The poor must get support. The weak must get help. Those who fall must be given a hand to rise. But welfare must be thoughtful, targeted, responsible, and within the boundaries of economic discipline. It should be support, not dependency. It should be a ladder, not a permanent crutch. Today's leaders want instant applause for popularity. Free schemes bring immediate claps, slogans, and headlines. But a nation's economy doesn't run on headlines. It runs on hard numbers. A budget is not just a political paragraph. It is the blueprint of the future. And if the blueprint is hollow, the collapse of the building is inevitable. If a country truly wants to become strong, it needs responsible politics. Policies should provide long-term stability instead of temporary happiness. Education, healthcare, infrastructure, employment, innovation. These are the sectors that actually make a nation rich. Free schemes may make people temporarily happy, but they cannot deliver sustainable progress. And that is why this question is not only for governments, but for all of us. Will we support politics that traps us in dependency through free schemes? Or will we stand with a vision that empowers, strengthens, and makes us capable? We must understand that the temptation of free may taste sweet initially, but sometimes the aftertaste can be extremely bitter.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every news story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.